Recording. Perfect. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, we will be doing a yoga flow in the middle of this. So if you want to get that set up while I'm just going through the intro, and I've got my phone here just to keep the time. So if you see me using that, that's the only reason. Getting this all set up for us. So welcome to this Chakra Flow workshop. And thank you so much for being here today. My name is Lucy Pritchett, and I am a spiritual life coach. And I just completed my 200-hour yoga teacher training last year with Jala Yoga and Krista, who is an absolutely amazing and beautiful mentor and teacher. I have been studying chakras since I received my Reiki attunement about 15 years ago. And I have been exploring chakras through different workshops and also through my own personal meditation practice. So I've got a lot of experience and information. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. But let's just begin and really get here together. So just find a comfortable seated position. And we'll take 3 deep breaths together. Inhaling through your nose and sighing out of your mouth, just releasing all of it out of your mouth. So a nice big inhale through your nose. And then just sigh it out. Inhale through your nose. Sighing it out. One more, in through your nose. And sighing it out. You can take a couple more like that on your own or switch to inhaling and exhaling through your nose. And we're just going to get here now. So with the next breath, you can release anything from your morning or from maybe yesterday, anything from your past that's still on your mind, just let it fall away. And then consider anything that's in your future, on your agenda, or on your to-do list, and let that fall away with your next breath. And with the past and the future fallen away, you find yourself in this present moment. And maybe you want to make a note of 3 things in this moment that are happening right now. Maybe it's the sound of my voice, a bird chirping, whatever is supporting you and your body. Just make a note of 3 things. And we'll just take one more breath together and start to come back into the physical space that we're all in. Nice deep breath again. And exhaling out. And you can open your eyes back up if you've closed them. And just to put your mind at ease, I already explained a little bit, but the flow of the workshop is to give you information about the chakras, what they are in general, where they're located. I'll go through each of the 7 major chakras and what each chakra is associated with, their color, all of that good stuff. And then we'll get up and move, doing a yoga sequence that I've specifically created to balance all of our chakras today. And then after Shavasana, I'll guide you into a meditation. So I do recommend that you sit up during the meditation, but if your body's really craving just to stay lying down, you're welcome to stay lying down. And just follow your intuition as always through the yoga poses. Get up if you need to get up. There will be a video after the recording. So if you need to jump off, that's totally fine as well. Follow your own intuition. And then I'll pause for any questions and we can share at the end. But does anyone have any questions right now before we get started? And you'll have to unmute yourself if you want to ask a question.
I just want to say there is a chat box at the bottom. So just in case there's too much, going back and forth between questions, there is a chat box and then it pops up and everybody can see what the question or whatever you need. So I just want to put that out there too.
Awesome. Thank you for reminding everyone of that. And I do see Rachel said congrats.
Yes, congrats on everything.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments? My husband is helping me with the technology and taking my class. All right, so I'll just jump right in if you guys want to. Thank you. It's an honor to be guided by you. Thank you so much, Barbie. I appreciate it. If you want to ask any questions or put anything up in the chat, you can do so. So to begin, what are chakras? Chakras are spinning vortexes of light and energy, and they feed and nourish your body. In Sanskrit, chakra means wheel, disc, or that which revolves. Wheel, disc, or that which revolves. Chakras spin clockwise from the perspective of you looking at yourself from the front. And I know that's kind of confusing. So the way I like to describe it is if you use the thumb of your right hand so that your hand is up and you're pointing your thumb towards your heart, then the way that your fingers will move is the way your chakras spin. And that's for all of your chakras. And they all spin in this way. There are 7 major chakras, and we'll explore a little bit of each of those today. They are arranged vertically along the central axis of your body. So along the middle, along your spine, consider it in that way. And then for future exploration, and just for your information, there are several minor chakras as well. And a couple of those are the balls of your feet, and then the palms of your hands are minor chakras. Chakras are multidimensional and approximately located at a particular point. So I will give you the location, but everyone is a little bit different. And so you can just feel into where yours are. And then meditation can affect the scope, size, and placement of each chakra as well as the flow. They can also be affected by physical activity, updating or changing your beliefs about something, or changing your emotions as well. And chakras can become blocked, imbalanced, or overwhelmed. And this happens because of life. Life happens, and sometimes we just get blocks and feel overwhelmed. Certain chakras can have those blocks. And some chakras can be unbalanced easily due to the development of the chakras or lack thereof in childhood. But deep healing and meditation can correct this as well. So most people do have at least one chakra out of balance. And you'll often hear chakras talked about as being in or out of balance, which is mostly what you'll find when you look up chakras, how to balance a chakra. But they are energy centers, and so I typically view and discuss a chakra as being more in a flow or out of flow. And so when we have a chakra in flow, it means that old, stale energy that is no longer serving you can leave or flow out of the chakra. And then energy that is aligned with you naturally flows in and around our bodies to nourish us. And so we can have energy blocks in our flow in each chakra. It's kind of like our chakras flow like a river. So imagine a river, but if you put a big rock in the river, then the water will have to flow around that rock. So it's just like as if we have a block in our chakras. So this causes the water to find a way around the rock. And then when the water isn't able to nourish underneath the rock. So that's what happens with our chakras. When the flow isn't smooth, We don't get that nourishing energy from our chakras when we have that energetic block there. And one person's natural flow in a chakra can be different from another. So every person is different in regards to how their chakras and energy flows. Each chakra is a little bit higher in frequency. So if you begin at chakra 1, which is where we will start the first chakra, and then go up the body, the energy is higher in frequency of all of the following chakras. Now, I typically work with chakras if they are as if they're cone shaped, with a small end in the body and then the cone extending out. And most of them have a front and backwards component. So coming out of the front and then also out of the back. Or you can view chakras as if they're petals. They have several petals. You can also see them or sense them as balls or like a disc. So it just depends on how you view them. But I like the cone shape the best for me to work with them. Any questions so far? And I'm going to get into each of the 7 major chakras. Again, you can type a question in the chat if you want, or unmute yourself. Thank you. I don't know what bundas are, Denise. So I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. I can get back to you on it. All right, so again, if you have a question, just type it in and I'll get back to it. So the first chakra is the base chakra. It's located at the base of your spine. It can be viewed as a cone pointing directly downward or as a front and backward component. The color of the first chakra is red. The body association is the pelvis, legs, feet, and then also elimination. So it's really the base, your foundation. When I think of this chakra, I think of survival. So a lot of survival issues around the first chakra. Also, other general associations are grounding, your health and well-being. And the first chakra is your foundation for all other chakras. It's a really good place to start if you don't know where to start balancing or helping your chakras to be in flow. Is start with the first chakra. When it's balanced, you feel safe. All right. Moving on to the second chakra. The second chakra, the location or the sacral chakra, it is about 2 to 3 finger widths below your navel. It does have a forward and backward component. The color is orange. The body association, so the location gives us some information about the body association, reproductive organs and pelvic area. With the second chakra, I immediately think of boundaries and sexuality. So when the chakra is not in flow, that's a lot of the times what it has to do with. General associations also are emotions and creativity. And when the second chakra is balanced, you feel creative and sensual. Creative and sensual. The third chakra is at the solar plexus. Solar plexus chakra is also known. So it's right where the ribs come together at the bottom of the chest. There is a forward and backward component as well. The color is yellow. And I immediately think of, with the third chakra, the personal will or the ego. Personal ego. The body association is digestion, and it's the abdominal cavity. So anything to do with digestion. Other general associations are your sense of I, or your identity as a separate individual. At the third chakra, you begin understanding yourself, which leads to understanding and respecting others. And it's also associated with giving your power away or taking power. When your third chakra is balanced, you feel self-confident, have a strong sense of purpose, and are self-motivated when it's open and healthy. The fourth chakra, or heart chakra, so the location is approximately at the physical heart. There is a forward and backward component, so coming out from behind as well. This one actually has two colors. It's green, and it can be a soft pink, like a rose quartz color. The body association is the chest, so the heart and lungs. And the first thing that comes to mind with the heart chakra are love and compassion. Love and compassion. General associations as well are connection, relationships in general, self-love, loving others enough to allow them to experience and explore the world in their own way. And when the fourth chakra is in flow, you will feel flowing with love and compassion, are quick to forgive, and you accept others and yourself. We're going to be working with acceptance in the meditation today as well. And then the fifth chakra, or throat chakra, is located at the notch in your throat, or can also be located at the Adam's apple. So anywhere really in the throat area. There is a forward and backward component to the throat chakra. The color is blue. And the body association are the throat, your voice, and your ears. So my immediate association is the voice. So are you able to speak your truth? And that's where you look at the fifth chakra for that. Other general associations are communication, so both listening and speaking, and trust. And when it's in flow and balanced, you are able to have clear and skillful communication and the essential ability to listen deeply. You trust both in yourself and others. The next chakra is the sixth chakra, or third eye, which is right in the center of the forehead. But the actual location is in the center of the head, or the pineal gland. There's also a forward and backward component to the sixth chakra. So if you kind of go right in the middle, like right above your ears and right here, that's where, right in the middle of that cross section is where your sixth chakra is located, right in the center of your head. The color is indigo. And the body association is the center of the head. And it goes from the third eye to the base of your skull. So that's the backward component, the base of your skull. And with the sixth chakra, I immediately associate it with clairvoyance, being able to see clearly, or intuition. Other general associations are inner knowing, vision, and you can look at things from a different perspective. When your sixth chakra is balanced, you feel stillness and have deep clarity and are connected to your intuition. stillness, clarity, and connected with your intuition. And then the seventh chakra, the seventh major chakra is your crown chakra. Right on the top of your head is the location. And this one is one upward facing cone. There is not a forward and backward component to it. It's just a direct connection upwards. The color is violet or purple. The body association is, of course, the top of your head or your crown. And when I think of this one, I think of the connection or the unity with the divine or your higher self or just something larger. Other general associations are connection to our paths, prayer to every being on the planet, and ultimately to the divine energy that creates everything in the universe. So just a connection with everything around you. When it's in flow and balance, you will feel connected to all and feel humility, as well as have the desire to serve others. Humility, connection, and desire to serve. All right, so those are the 7 major chakras, just a brief overview for you. Does anyone have any questions at this point? The next part is for us to start our yoga flow together. So I'll give you all just a minute to get yourself set up on your yoga mat. And if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask or type it in the chat box. I know we're going through a lot of information and doing a lot today. Just flowing right through it. Karen wants to know what the flow for the 3rd chakra is. The 3rd chakra, when it's in flow or it's balanced, you feel self-confident, have a strong sense of purpose, and are self-motivated. Self-confident, strong sense of purpose, and are self-motivated. Any other questions? You're welcome. Okay. Then let's go ahead and come to our mats as we start our yoga flow together. You can come to the top of your mat. I'm going to just turn to face you so you can hear me better, but you can be at the top of your mat. We will start to come into mountain pose. So as soon as I get my hair put up. You can start with your feet hip width distance apart. And we're really going to focus on our 1st chakra here. So that strong foundation. And I want you to really press down on your big toe side of your foot, on your big toes. And then bring your attention and awareness and press down on your pinky toe side as well. Bring the front 2 corners of your feet into your focus and awareness. And then following that energy back from your pinky toe side to that side of your heel on both of your feet, pressing down on that corner of your foot. And then following it over to the heel of your big toe side, pressing down on that corner of your foot as well. Now we've got all four corners of our feet contacting the ground, feeling this nice, stable, grounded energy here. We're gonna bring this energy up our legs, our focus, up our calves to our knees, pulling our knees up by engaging your quadriceps, your thighs. That energy comes up into your pelvis, into your abdomen, and go ahead and engage your abdomen. Engage the muscles in your core. That energy comes up into your chest, shoulders. Roll your shoulders up and back and down. And let your hands open up with your palms facing out. And then that energy comes up into your neck. And your head just sits on top. Take a few breaths here, really feeling this foundation, how strong you are. Connecting with the earth. We're going to start with some head and neck rolls. This is going to focus on your fifth chakra at your throat. So first, on an exhale, drop your chin to your chest. As far as it goes, it's fine. You don't want any strain, just a nice little stretch. Inhale. And then exhale, move your chin towards your right shoulder. As far as it goes without any strain. On your next exhale, bring your chin back to center. Inhale. And then exhale, move your chin over to your left shoulder. To the other side. Again, just stretching it as far as it goes without any strain. Focus is on your throat or your neck. On your next exhale, bring your chin back to center and then back up to neutral. Bring your chin up. Just take a breath here. Now we're going to do rolls. So this is going to start with your head in neutral. And then you're just going to do a slight forward to the right side, back. So little teeny tiny movements, little circles. And then as you rotate, you can make your circle a little bit larger if it feels good still. A little bit larger each time you make that circle. If you have any strain, just stay in that spot or even back off just a little bit. And deep breaths. Long, deep breaths here. You can even work out some if you find a kink or two. You can stay in that spot for a minute. And the next time you find yourself in the front, go ahead and bring your head back up to neutral. And just take a breath, feeling that result, letting everything neutralize here. And again, we're going to go the opposite way. Start out with really small circles again. If you went to the right last time, then the left, rotating around. Small circles, and each rotation you can allow that circle to be a little larger. Again, the focus is on the fifth chakra, the throat. Long, deep breaths. And then when you find yourself in the front again, you can stop and allow your head to be neutral, taking a deep breath. Nice job. And from the front of your mat, we're going to start to flow and warm up our bodies just a little bit here. So bring your hands to heart center. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Let your head drop down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step your right foot back. Let your knee lower down. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale your hands back to your mat and step your left foot back for downward facing dog. Inhale. And then come into plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale to cobra. We're going to stay in cobra for a couple breaths, focusing on your second chakra at your pelvis. And then exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale your right foot forward, left knee comes down. Bring your arms up overhead. Inhale and exhale your hands back down. Bring your left foot forward to meet your right. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. I'm going to do one more like that. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward, letting your head drop down. Your knees can be bent here. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands and step your right foot back. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale your hands down to your mat and step your left foot back for downward facing dog. Inhale. And then exhale to plank and lower down. Knees, chest, and chin. Inhale to cobra. Bring your elbows into your midline. Again, focusing on the second chakra here for a couple breaths. Curl your feet under, press up into downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, lower your left knee down, bring your arms up overhead on the inhale. And exhale, plant your hands and bring your left foot forward. Lift and lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. And hands to heart center. Great job. Take just a moment to check in with your foundation, the four corners of your feet. And then inhale, lift your arms overhead. Find some length in your spine here. Feet or hips width distance apart. And then fold forward. You're gonna grab your big toe with yogi toe grip. Index finger and middle finger, and then your thumb is on the nail of your fingers. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, fold forward. You can bend your knees generously here. This is also the focus is on your second chakra, where your pelvis is touching your thighs. And then go ahead and bend your elbows and engage your shoulders to bring you down even more. Letting your head drop down. Inhale, halfway lift. You can release your hands. Exhale. And then inhale, coming back up. Another flow, Surya Namaskar A. Bring your hands to heart center. And then inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands and step your feet back. Lowering down, knees, chest, and chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to Cobra. Exhale to Downward Facing Dog. In Downward Facing Dog, make sure that your fingers are spread wide. You're trying to pull your hands away from each other, pull your feet away from each other, like you're trying to rip your mat in half. Lift up your hips, and you can have a generous bend in your knee here too. On your next inhale, bring your feet on the outside of your hands so that your feet are on the edges of your mat. And we're going to do a squat here, or malasana. If you want, this is where the block will come in handy. So you're going to have a block for supported malasana, and just sit down on it like this. Or if you don't want the block, just come as slow as you can. You can be up like a catcher as well, or you can come all the way down. And this is really good for the first chakra. This is the immediate yoga pose that I think of for the first chakra. And on an exhale, go ahead and come up and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath here, feeling the results so far. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. You can go straight to down dog, or you can vinyasa here. Down into knees, chest, and chin. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale your right foot up and through your hands. You're going to plant your back foot, your left foot down at about a 45 to 60 degree angle. Make sure you have that strong foundation and raise up into warrior one. Warrior one or warrior poses are all really good for your third chakra, your abdomen. So really engage that core. Bring your focus there. And then exhale your hands out to warrior two. Again, this is third chakra. Gaze is down the middle finger. Feel that strong foundation. Feel how you're a warrior and your will get through the fight. And then exhale your right forearm down on your right thigh. Bring your left arm overhead and then extend it out in front of you. Take a breath here. We're going to focus on the fourth chakra, the heart chakra. So we're going to turn and spin our hearts up to the ceiling here. If it feels good to you, of course, pay attention to your own body. And then inhale your arms back up to warrior two. And then windmill your arms to frame your foot. Step your right foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left foot up and in between your hands. Plant your right foot down. Feel the strong foundation here. Rise up into warrior one. Again, the focus is the third chakra. Strong warrior. Exhale your hands to warrior two. Engage your core. Feel like you're ready to take on any task. And then on an exhale, bring your forearm to your left thigh. Raise your right arm up overhead. And then begin to spin your heart up towards the ceiling. With the focus on your heart for this pose. Inhale your arms back up to warrior two. Exhale your hands down to the mat and bring your right foot forward. Lift and lengthen your spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your arms overhead. Exhale your hands to heart center. And just pause for a moment again, feeling the work we did in our third chakra and fourth chakras. Now we're going to do tree pose. So if you feel like you want some assistance in a wall or a chair or something like that, have that available to you. Our focus is going to be on our sixth chakra here, so our third eye. But let's get set up before we focus on that. So go ahead and feel really stable in your left foot. Ground that left foot down. Feel the four corners of your foot. And you can start to bring your right foot up with your toes still on your mat. And then when you're ready, you can start to bring that foot up to your calf or to your thigh. Just make sure it's not on your knee. Hands at heart center. And find that stability here. When you feel balanced and good, you can raise your hands up overhead, become like the branches of a tree. And if you feel good here, you can raise your gaze up to the ceiling. And this is where your sixth chakra comes in. If you cannot raise your gaze up to the ceiling, then just focus on that third eye while we're in the tree pose. Just have that focus, that intention in the center of your head. Bring your hands back down to heart center and lower your foot down gently. Shake it out. When you're ready, we'll do the other side. So really grounding down that right foot, feeling the stability in it, the four corners of your right foot. And begin to bring your left foot up. Your toes can stay on the floor. Perfectly fine for this tree pose. You can bring your foot up to your calf or your thigh, just not on your knee. Find your stability here. Strong core. Focusing on your breath. You can bring your arms up overhead like branches of a tree. If you feel good here, again, you can lift your gaze to the ceiling or just bring your attention and focus into the center of your head, your sixth chakra. Bring your arms back down to your heart and then lower your left foot down. Great job, everybody. Shake it out. And come back to the top of your mat if you've moved. We're just gonna do a half sun salutation to get down onto the floor. So inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands and just lower down into tabletop. We're going to do a few cat-cows. The intention and focus is going to be on the fourth chakra, your heart. So on an inhale, go ahead and let your belly drop, your hips come up and your head come up. For cat, and then cow, tuck your pelvis and your head. And then exhale. Inhale the cat and really act like you are pulling your heart through your arms here. Exhale to cow. Inhale, pull your heart through your arms. Do a couple more like that on your own at your own pace. And then after you've done those few, you can go ahead and press back into a wide-legged child's pose with your knees on the edges of your mat. And bring your forehead to your mat. If your forehead cannot get to your mat, you can have a block or a blanket. The focus here again is on the sixth chakra, your third eye. So you really want your forehead to be touching something here. Also, a wide-legged child's pose is really nice to relieve your lower back. And start to rise up onto your shins. We'll do camel pose here. The focus will be on your heart or fourth chakra. Go ahead and inhale your arms up. And then we're just going to take our hands behind our backs and act like we are tucking our hands into our jeans pockets. And also your legs are about hip width distance apart. We're going to find some length in our spine. And begin, you can have your feet up or down. I'd recommend up if you don't practice often. And we're just going to start to bring our pelvis forward. Our chest is up and out. And just start to lower back. And then come back up on an inhale. Exhale, lower down. Keeping your chest high. And then exhale down. If you can bring your hands and touch your feet, you can do that. Gaze is at the tip of your nose. Remember keeping your chest lifted, your heart open and out. On an inhale, bring your hands back up to your pockets and we'll rise all the way back up. And then we'll just turn over, bring our feet out in front of you and set up for bridge pose. So your feet are on the floor with your knees up, lower down. Bring your feet as close as you can to your hips, and then your arms reach out to try to touch your feet. Your arms, your elbows can be on the floor with your hands up like goalposts. Then you're going to start to press into your feet and raise your hips off the floor. Press, press, press until you feel that weight come up into your shoulders. If you want to bind your hands underneath your back, you can. Rolling your shoulders down. The focus here is the fifth chakra, your throat. Feel that restriction in the back of your throat as you breathe here. If you're in the bind, you can remove your arms from underneath you and exhale, start to lower down. Make any intuitive movements that you desire. Maybe your windshield wiper, your legs. Just actually don't bring your legs back up to your belly. We'll do that in just a moment. Let the bridge, let this sink into your body for a moment. And then go ahead and bring your legs up into your belly, wrapping your arms around, giving yourself a nice big hug. Here we're going to inhale, push your belly towards your legs, and then exhale, pull your legs towards your belly. Again, inhale your belly towards your legs. Exhale your legs towards your belly. Inhale, belly towards your legs. Exhale, legs towards your belly. And go ahead and let your left leg come down and straight and hold on to your right leg still. We're going to do the same breath 3 times. Inhale your belly towards your right leg. And exhale, bring your right leg towards your belly. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale your left foot back up. Nice squeeze here. And then exhale your right leg down, holding onto your left leg still. Again, inhale your belly toward your leg. Exhale your leg towards your belly. Inhale and exhale. One more, inhale and exhale. Inhale your right leg back up. Another little squeeze here. And you can begin to rock yourself up. A little massage on your spine. To a seated position. And we're just going to come up like we're doing in child's pose. Coming back to child's pose. This time we're going to have a narrow child's pose. So legs together. And you can lower your forehead down. You can have your feet up, your toes tucked or toes down. It's up to you. Reach back with your arms to grab your feet. And then what we're going to do, this is rabbit. So we are going to lift our hips up and roll onto the top of your head. So this is going to be good for your 7th chakra. And I'll show you what this looks like. So you really want to have the crown of your head on your mat here, as best that you can. Rabbit is really good for the 7th chakra. It's really good. It's like doing headstand. You get all the benefits of headstand without all the extra work. Your head is below your heart, so you're lowering your blood pressure as well. It's a very good calming pose here. Go ahead and bring your thighs back to your feet and come up. And bring your legs out in front of you and begin to lower down onto your mat. Bring your knees back in. Give them another hug. We're going to do a recline twist here. Good for the 3rd chakra, your digestion. So let your legs fall over to your right side. And you can look to your left, or you can keep your head straight. I like to put my arms out in a T position as well. If you want an extra stretch, you can grab your left knee with your right hand and press down. Twists are also really good for the nervous system, calming the nervous system. Inhale your legs back to center, give them another little hug. And then exhale, drop your legs over to the left. And then you would look to the right. Again, you can place your left hand on top of your right knee for a little extra stretch here. And focus is again on the core. on your third chakra area. Inhale your legs back to center. One last hug. And then exhale, let your legs drop down, stretch out. Let your right leg drop to the right side. Your right foot drop to the right side. Your left foot drop to the left side. Tuck your shoulders back and down underneath you. And just allow yourself to be still, enjoying a few moments of Shavasana before we get into the meditation. Just letting the yoga practice drop away, letting everything integrate. Shavasana is also really good for the seventh chakra. Let your mind become still. Drop any breathing techniques that you have been using. Just have some deep breaths. Total relaxation. And begin to deepen your breath. We're going to start to shift into the meditation. So just bringing your awareness back to you. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes. And you can stay lying down, just right where you are. You can sit up if you desire for the meditation. So I'll give you just a minute if you want to adjust anything for lying down or if you want to sit up. Whatever you desire to do, and just kind of stay in that Shavasana meditative state. While you're adjusting and getting things ready, I'm going to explain this meditation and what it's about just briefly. The meditation is about accepting what is, so bringing acceptance. When we accept something, we don't fight it. It's not hard and it's not a struggle. We cannot change anything in our lives without first accepting it. We cannot accept something if we are unwilling to look at it, if we deny it or hide it from ourselves. It is only when we can look at what is actually happening in our lives and give room and space for acceptance that a flow can naturally occur. And what is no longer aligned to you leaves, and what does resonate stays or comes to you. It is through looking at the world with acceptance that we can begin to accept any situation, ourselves, and others. In this space of acceptance, we can experience peace. We can experience a more authentic version of ourselves. And we can begin to be more loving and compassionate. It is through accepting what is that we open up space for new opportunities and new possibilities to spontaneously appear as if by magic. Today, you'll work with your first chakra at the base of your spine. The first chakra is a great chakra to begin with, to balance and allow more flow to be there. And especially during this time that we are in right now with such uncertainty, we could use a little bit more stability right now. So just check in with your breathing here. Become aware of your breath. And then bring your attention to your first chakra, to the base of your spine. And then we're going to adjust to the bottoms of your feet. We're going to ground down. So imagine that you have roots growing out of the bottom of your feet. These roots dig deep, all the way to the center of the earth. When they reach the center of the earth, allow green earth energy to slowly rise up your roots. This green earth energy comes up into your feet, shins, knees, hips, and into your open first chakra. This green earth energy will light up and reveal anything in your first chakra that is not aligned with you, or that is blocking the natural flow of your first chakra. Just as a reminder, your first chakra, you may find anything to do with survival issues or your basic needs. So whatever you observe, do not try to change it or remove it. Just take a look at it. Just become aware of what is there. Take a deep breath. And now that you've found what is there, accept what is there and create some space for that acceptance. Breathe space into your first chakra so that the blocks have more space to just be there as they are. Allow the energy to expand. I like to imagine that there's an energetic balloon or bubble around my chakra, and then allow that balloon or bubble to just get a little bit bigger, allowing there to be more space for the energy to expand. Allow there to be space for everything that's there. Accept everything that you observe and acknowledge it. Keep creating more space for anything that you see, allowing that bubble to get a little bigger with each breath. Think about accepting it as it is. Let it take its natural space up. Nice job. And then just take a breath, allowing that space to be there. And now your first chakra wishes to communicate with you. Allow your chakra to communicate with you and for there to be space for communication to happen. Does your first chakra have a message for you? What does it want to tell you? You may receive this information as a thought, a feeling, or maybe a picture. Just be open to having some kind of communication. What is the message that it has for you? Now you may find that the energy which is not yours or is no longer needed by you will automatically leave your space. So don't try to make it leave, just allow it to leave when it's ready. And accept it as it is and allow your body and energy field to be updated to the present moment. And take another nice deep breath. And then take a moment to ask your first chakra, how can you support it? Maybe it gave you a message, and now ask it what it needs. How can you nurture it at this time? And if it's something you can do in your meditation, you're free to do it now. And if not, just make a note in your journal or a mental note. Awesome. And then a nice deep breath. Just allow fresh grounding, green earth energy to come up again, flowing into your feet, shins, knees and thighs, hips, and into your pelvic area and abdomen, filling in any spaces of anything you released today. Allow golden suns to rain down from above, filling your body and energy field. So your whole body and energy field are filled up with this green and gold energy. Begin to deepen your breath again and wiggle your fingers and toes, beginning to come back to the room, to this present moment. You can start to stretch. And if you're still lying down, start to think about coming up to a seated position. You can begin to make larger movements. Roll to one side, and then slowly come up to seated. Bring your hands to your heart in gratitude. Show yourself some gratitude for showing up today. Appreciation for taking this time for yourself to learn about chakras and move your body through yoga. Thank you all so much for joining me. It was a pleasure to teach you all and to share this knowledge with you. Namaste. And I would love to hear, we are, let's see, about 5 minutes over, just to respect your time, but I will be here to answer any questions, or if anyone has any shares, I'm going to stay on for a little bit. And just a little reminder, this is just an overview. So we will dive deeper into each chakra with a 7-week series, focusing on one chakra each week. So you can really get to know that one, have a yoga sequence, and then do a meditation to explore that particular chakra. So keep an eye out for dates and when we're going to begin, or if you're already interested, you can send me an email directly. So again, you can unmute yourself or type into the chat if you have any questions. I'm going to stick around for another few minutes here.
Thank you, Lucy.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Lucy.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Evelyn.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Rosanna. Thanks, Catherine.
Thanks, Lucy.
Thank you. Bye. Oh, good. Karen says she feels very grounded now. Good. Awesome. Appreciate all the thank yous. Anyone else have any questions? Yeah, hi, Sarah.
We miss you.
We miss you, Sarah.
Hi, Mom. She turned her audio on.
I'm stopping the recording.